Just checking in social media. Something we haven't talked about, guys, yet. The Bullseye Group says, you guys think if the Colts don't make it to the Super Bowl this year, is that it for Pagano? Is he gone for sure if it's not a Super Bowl trip?
That's the question online. Hashtag horseplay. What do you think?
That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that question, to be honest with you. I thought it was strange when they didn't give him a contract extension.
I mean, that was the big buzz before the game. CBS came out and said, hey, look, there's a rift allegedly between the general manager, Ryan Grigson, and head coach Chuck Pagano, and then Jim Irsay came out after the game and said, look, there's no rift. I'm not into rumor mongering, or I'm not into the rumors at all. But in many ways, the Colts, I think, are kind of bringing this on themselves a little bit. If there wasn't an issue, then Chuck Pagano would have a new contract by now.
I mean, the issue with the contract negotiation is, I want this, we want to give him this, you know, kind of a thing. And maybe they really couldn't see eye to eye, and they're going to see how the season goes. And a better season for the Colts means more money for Chuck Pagano, more years.
I agree.
A not as good season means less money, less years. I don't think it's the Colts win the Super Bowl and Coach Pagano's gone. It's kind of hard to imagine a guy like Marvin Lewis who hasn't won a playoff game and he
Still
keeps
has
getting contracts, and we've been to, you know, the AFC Championship and gotten better all the last 3 years, and he doesn't have one. I don't think that's the case where he's just going to say the Colts are just going to let him walk.
What else you got, PJ?
It's just some other observations here. Again, back to overreaction Monday. You know, Scott here at Colts Blue 24. He said the Colts did play better in the second half of the game, so hopefully they'll play better against the Jets. And you know, I feel like that was a theme last year. I mean, how many times were you watching Andrew Luck in the third and fourth quarter just having a gunsling to catch up?
Well, a year ago, a loss at Denver, came back Monday night, a tough one there as well. You go down 0-2, you're thinking, oh boy, but the team still came back and won 11 games last year.
Right, and I agree the Colts played better in the second half. I think it was a little bit of the Bills taking the foot off the gas a little bit. I mean, they got up 24-0 after the first drive in the second half, and they really didn't do much after that. I didn't feel like they tried to do much after that. I feel like they thought they could just kind of coast to the finish line. The Colts took advantage of some things, scored some points, put some points on the board. But once you get down 24-0, it's a three-score, 3-2-point conversion game. There's not a whole lot you can do against a defense like that that's not going to let you score quickly. And then, you know, they got a possession in the third quarter. We got a possession in the third quarter. And then they had, half a possession? So it went so quick. It was so time-consuming trying to get down the field and score on those guys.
You got anything else, PJ?
Yeah, at Shambubu kind of backs that up and says, you know, our division is not exactly top-notch through and through. So when you think about the entire 16-game season, at Shambubu said there are those 6 division gimmies, and despite the typo, forgive him or her.
Yeah.
So that's good to hear, and plus people, you know, reality check. The Bills are good. I mean, this is not. There were statistically. I don't know if you're familiar with 538, the website that does football, baseball, all kinds of sports stats. They ran 20,000 simulations. The Bills won 52% of the time.
Yeah.
And
They're a good team.
I don't know how you have time for 20,000 simulations, which is, you know, may or may not be what I'm working on here in Mom's basement. But
we got to remember they were 9-7 last year and got better.
Right.
In the
roster
offseason.
got better.
Yeah, roster got better. Coaching staff got better. I like Rex Ryan as a coach. I think he's a player's coach. He lets them go out there, fly around, and have fun. And I do believe the quarterback position got better in terms of what the quarterback can do. Kyle Orton's a good quarterback, but he's limited to being a pocket passer. This guy can do it with his arms and his legs. Did you see the first play where they had the quarterbacks in the slots and then they motioned Castle?
Right. Oh, yeah.
I thought that was a little ridiculous.
Well, but that's Rex.
But that's Rex, exactly. I mean, but Tyrod can do some things. You know, Percy Harvin can do some things. The jet sweeps and things like that. Carlos Williams is going to be a good complement to LaShawn McCoy. They're a good team. Charles Clay didn't even have a very good game yesterday, and he's one of the best tight ends in the league.
Big tight end, which goes back to last year's issues, big tight end, the Colts handling all that. We didn't really see that come into fruition. Maybe we'll see that, though, in the coming weeks. So, all right, PJ, is that it?
That's about it. Just an important stat to note, the Colts scored 14 or fewer points one time last year. So if you're going to have it happen, week 1, sure, that's fine. We'll move on.
What's for lunch? What's Mom making for lunch?
Ham and cheese. Mom, Ham and cheese. Yeah, I think it's ham
Mom,
and cheese.
meatloaf.
I thought it was meatloaf.
No,
Meatloaf!
that's
I want
dinner.
it now.
Meatloaf for dinner. Come on, it's lunch.
Oh,
She
meatloaf
don't
for
get that
dinner.
much time,
I
right?
understand.
Yeah,
And a
meatloaf
nice
for dinner. Well,
bottle of Chianti. Sure,
yeah,
there you go.
perhaps we'll see. When Brad gets back with my spittoon to be
Yeah.
filled, I'll be a happier king.
Full of craft beer. Thanks, PJ.
Thank you guys.
Nice job. So next Monday, we'll be on location, getting ready for the Monday Night Football game as well. This city does Monday Night Football like no other city.
No, I agree.
You know,
This city does it right. I mean, Indianapolis, you give them a Super Bowl, they do it right. You give them a primetime game, they do it right. It'll be alive, it'll be electric. I think having our home crowd, being at home cooking, always helps. But this is going to be a tough game. This is kind of a mirror team to what we just played.
Yep.
And if we don't play the game
better.
right, but better.
Yeah.
If we don't play the game right, get a lead, kind of make them play from behind, and so we can get after them a little bit, it could be a long night as well.
we're back here next Monday at 12:30, theindychannel.com and the RTV6 app. And then our Monday Night Football coverage begins during the Now Indy at 4 o'clock. For Jim Sorgi, PJ, Brad Brown, Rob Powers out in New York, thanks for tuning in this afternoon. The IndyChannel.com and RTV6 app, week 1 of Horseplay in the book. See you next week.